This is the 2009 Ford Edge Limited all-wheel drive. This is a vehicle we purchased about a month ago, and I really have never driven an Edge prior to purchasing it. It's kind of dirty. I haven't cleaned it. Never driven an Edge prior to purchasing it, but nevertheless, we kind of did a little bit of homework on them and chose this direction. It's locked, of course. Do I have a key? There's a dent there. I'm sure you've seen it. It looks horrible. I don't know how to get that out of there. That's the only dent on the entire vehicle. Looks like the seat is set for my mom, so I'll move it back a little bit. So what do I think about the Edge? It's hard to give you a review of a new vehicle because it's definitely not a new vehicle. It's an 09. It is 100,000 miles old. So it's definitely not new. Low fuel. Of course it's got low fuel. How do I was gonna go get fuel because 41 miles till empty. Well, we'll see if I can make it to Sam's Club. So, this car is an all-wheel drive. It takes up a lot of gas. So there's part number one to the review. We bought it used. It was a one-owner vehicle. Previous owner lived in Connecticut, so I'm gonna assume that it's probably seen some snow, which kind of had us worried about rust. Luckily, I don't think it has any rust issues. According to our mechanic, we did take it to a mechanic, get it checked out. It did have one issue. The power steering was leaking, and it was just rusted, basically. It just had to be, a line had to be replaced. It wasn't a big deal, and I mean, $180 big deal, but other than that, it was fixed. Our mechanic actually was really booked up, so it took 3 days. It would not have taken 3 days to fix this car. It just took 3 days for him to fix it. So feature-wise, it does have this stereo I've been showing you here. I'm driving now, so I, obviously don't really want to show where I live, but it does have this stereo. This is not the navigation stereo or anything like that. I actually thought it had that when I first looked at it, and then when I took a closer look, I realized it did not. It's not a big deal that it doesn't have navigation. It does have a 6 CD changer in dash. It has AM, FM, and satellite radio. I do have the satellite radio active. It is of the best satellite reception I've ever gotten. All the vehicles I've driven, all the vehicles I've reviewed, this one has the least amount of drops or signal loss randomly. So that's good. That's nice. It does have a V6 engine, which is kind of nice. I've driven cars of this size, like the Escape. That's what they're called, right? Yeah, Escape. I've driven the Escape with a 4-cylinder, and of course, great gas mileage, but 4-cylinder just really seems like it's not enough to make this car go, and I don't think I would enjoy it in a 4-cylinder. So this is the 6-cylinder, and it seems to have pretty decent pickup and go, especially with the all-wheel drive system. It does have climate control, where you can set your temperature. It is the limited model, so I mean, pretty much everything you could have as a feature in this vehicle is in this vehicle. Climate control, all that works perfectly fine. Does have dual zone temperature control. The complaints as far as up here I have are speedometer's kind of hard to see, especially in the sun, middle of the day, whatever. It's kind of hard to see. And so you really have to focus on it to see how fast you're going. You do have the media controls here on the steering wheel. That works great. It does have sync, which I really didn't think an 09 had sync, but apparently it does. Cruise control over here on the left. You know, it's just everything you would expect for an 09, pretty much. Feature-wise, it's pretty, that's what you would expect an 09 to have. It does have heated seats, which I didn't even think that would be a thing, but it is. So it does have heated seats. Your mirrors are the, and I'm not even sure if I'm looking at the mirror. No, I'm not. It does have the blind spot mirror, which is nice. It doesn't have bliss. That's not really a feature, I don't think, for 09 as far as Ford goes. But yeah, it does have the automatic dimming rear view mirror, so that's kind of nice. It doesn't have any kind of temperature readout like my other car does, but that's okay. So, like I said, it's got 100,000 miles on it, so I can't really tell you what I think about it as far as driving dynamics of a new car, but I can tell you what I think about it 100,000 miles in. You know, the steering is pretty tight still. Now, I understand this could go by, you know, a lot of different factors. It doesn't mean this particular car, this particular brand of car, is a nice car 100,000 miles later. Depends on how it's been driven. This car was not a rental car in its first few years, which is a huge plus to me, which is kind of what made us land on buying it. Was not a rental car, so, you know, it's got that going for it. It wasn't
that
really
moment when you make the video and you realize your camera stopped recording at some point during the video. That really sucked. I was out of storage. I had like I'm a 128 gig iPhone. For some reason I completely ran out of storage, so that was fun. So I really don't remember what I was talking about in the video after the point in which it cut off. But basically, I guess what I was getting at, there was no, you know, the body roll wasn't as bad as they claimed it would be. Gas mileage isn't really impressive. Of course, it's all-wheel drive, and, you know, I did end up getting new tires for the car since I made that video, and I really haven't noticed any improvement in gas mileage for, you know, as far as putting new tires on it. So, but it rides 100 times better. The tires on it were so bad, and now they're just so good. So, overall, really impressed with the car. For 100,000 miles, I mean, it's got a few things that it needs regular maintenance done to it, but nothing huge, and no major problems yet. But as far as, you know, getting an upgrade from what I had, it definitely was an upgrade. So, I guess this was more of a first look than a review, and I'll give you guys a more in-depth review once I've put a few 100,000 miles on it. Probably won't be able to put 100,000 miles on it. A few 10,000 miles on it. How about that? I'll give you guys another review and let you know how things are working out, and what kind of long-term problems we might have had with the car, and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to get more videos up in the future. I've got other things to work in. I'm just, you know, I don't know. I hardly have time anymore. But I really would love to start doing something like a vlog. I know that I'm not as exciting as anyone else to do a vlog, but I kind of want to. It's just, I don't know what I would video. So, all right. See you guys later.